Okay, so these are my tomatoes my last tomato batch that I pulled out of the garden. So I've got these two pretty big bowls of tomatoes here. And I also picked the rest of my green tomatoes. These were all green just a couple of days ago. And as they sit here, they start to ripen. And I just kind of leave these in a cool place. Okay, so what I did here was I cut the tomatoes in half and I cored them. I cored the bigger ones, the smaller ones I didn't, and I need to cut them. And basically just cut them in half. If they're really large, just cut them into pieces. And I got another tray over here. And this is just the one bowl, so I'll be doing another bowl after this one. And do the same thing, and I will roast these in the oven at 350 for about an hour. So I usually don't put so many in a pan. What I'll wind up doing is pulling them out and stirring them around a little bit between, and might have to cook them for a little bit longer and roast them. And it just gives a really nice flavor to the salsa after it's all blended. Okay, now I have the second batch going into the oven. And what I have in here is the rest of the tomatoes and jalapenos that I grew in the garden, also some bell pepper and garlic I grew in the garden. The only thing I didn't grow in the garden was the bell pepper and the onion. But I'm going to go ahead and throw that in here and roast this in the oven. Here's the tomatoes I just finished roasting. So here's the last bowl of tomatoes with all the mixed veggies, and I'm going to go ahead and pulse this together. It's probably best to pulse the bell peppers and onions in that with the tomatoes because the others are a little bit drier. And if there's juice left at the bottom of the bowl, I usually just leave that. I don't put it in with my salsa because I like it thick. So after you blend the tomatoes, I usually put them in the pot and I bring the ingredients to, not really a boil, I should turn this down, just bring it up to heat, the temperature of boiling water, and then fill the cans. You don't want to really cook your salsa, you just want to get it hot. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is sterilize your jars, which is what I'm doing now. And that's the same pot I'm going to put them in the water bath. So now what I'm doing is filling the jars and sanitizing lids and putting the rings on.